Hey, what's up, everyone? Before we get started today, I want to give a quick shout out to our new affiliate, HakunaSupply.com. Stoner supplies and CBD goodies to ease your worries. They have everything from lock boxes, teas, blunt wraps, papers, bowls. We got stash boxes, stash jars. They even got lock boxes with your fingerprint identity on it so only you can get into it. So go check out HakunaSupply.com. That's HakunaSupply.com and use promo code the DL Show and you'll get 10% off of your order. Hakuna Supply. It means no worries. Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for clicking in and watching live. Today we have a very special guest, comedian Michael Copenhaver. I hope I'm saying that right.
You are saying it perfectly, but it's not Saturday, June 11th, is it?
No, it's not.
Yes, it's cool, typos. Man. People get high, shit happens, you know.
Right, exactly. Yes, it is Thursday. Thursday, June 9th. So happy almost Friday, guys, everyone out there. And thanks for tuning in. And go ahead and take a second and introduce yourself to everyone, guy.
I'm comedian Michael Copenhaver. I'm from a tiny little town in Northeast Ohio called Champion. You've never heard of it, and that's fine. Just know this. I think that my parents raised me there strategically because Champion is the white place to live.
The white place to live.
The only way to make Champion whiter is to rename it Honkyopolis, DL.
Nice.
But I do want to make that very clear. I am a honky. I want to get that done out up front. I'm not a white devil. I'm one of the good ones.
One of the good ones. Exactly. Exactly. Like there's white people, and then there's white folks. We happen to be white folks. Don't confuse this with the other people, with the uppity people. We're not those guys.
I'm definitely folks. I am definitely folks.
But awesome. How you doing, man? How you been?
Brother, I am great. Thanks for asking. I love comedy. Comedy loves me back. I'm staying busy. I'm working with a lot of really, really funny up-and-coming people. I've had a lot of opportunities come on my way, and I'm slamming every last one of them out of the park. Finally getting some really cool headline opportunities out west. My people in the Midwest don't give me no love, but my people out west love me, and that's all that matters. I got an audience building right in the New Mexico area, in Albuquerque specifically. I'm going to be in the Four Corners Comedy Festival this year, my first comedy fest, so I'm stoked about that, man. Nice. You better believe I'm excited about that. Nice. That's going to be in beautiful Durango, Colorado. I performed there last year. That's actually how I got in this festival. They saw me last year and were like, dude, you're in for next year. Don't worry about a tape. Just send us your $20 and come out and feature next year. So, yeah, that was awesome. I got lucky. That's comedy, man. You got to get lucky.
Yep.
You really do.
A lot of it's lucky. And sometimes if you know people, that helps too.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like if you're an up-and-coming comedian right now, don't be an asshole. Respect everybody as much as you possibly can. Don't be a bootlicker. Nobody wants that. Right. I mean, be yourself, but at the same time, just treat people with respect, man. Make as many contacts as you can because you never know who's going to give you a good opportunity. You never know. And if you're a dick, you're almost never going to get that opportunity because people remember. People remember who an asshole is every single time. Every time.
Yeah. They don't forget an asshole either. If you're an asshole, you're not forgotten. You are permanently in the database as asshole.
Pun intended, you are tainted.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, how did you get into comedy? Real quick, because have you been in comedy like since you wanted to be like a kid? This was your dream?
Well, you ain't lying, man. Since I was a kid, I was always a class clown. I mean, I was goofing off all the time. But when I was young, like before 10 years old, I was listening to Eddie Murphy from Older Cousins and stuff, turning me on to stuff like that. Carlin, Seven Dirty Words, dude. I was like 7, 8 years old, I think, when I heard that the first time.
Right.
I'm
George
old.
Carlin. Yeah.
I don't know if you're
George.
aware. I am 48 years old. So I'm from the class of 73 back in the day.
Okay.
Graduated high school in 1992, but yeah, born 73. So I was around right in Carlin's heyday. That's my number one face on my comedy Mount Rushmore, George Carlin. I think he was writing wise, putting his finger on the pulse wise, just social commentary wise, wordsmith wise. He's just a genius in so many levels in comedy. There's just never been a better one. Chappelle, definitely giving him a run for his money.
Yes, Dave Chappelle is probably one of my favorite comedians. George Carlin is up there too, because I like how when comedians kind of throw in lessons, like life lessons, in with their jokes. They make it funny, but they're also telling you something. So
absolutely, give you something to think about. Carlin was great at that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last special or two, it was a lot more of just this is what I think, and I hope you agree, than it was funny. But I mean, at that point, he earned that.
Yeah, it was the same thing with Chappelle's show. Or not Chappelle's show, but Chappelle is when he did his show, and when he did his stand up, that was funny. But then he came back with another one, and it was just like, this is more serious. I'm really talking about what's going on and the whole LGBTQ thing. So I don't know.
Well, that's another one. Dave Chappelle has done so much in his career.
Yeah,
he can do whatever the fuck he wants because he's Dave Chappelle. Right. I mean, you don't tell Dave Chappelle no. If he wants to do something, you just let him do it, and then it either works or it don't. And that's the one thing I love about Dave Chappelle. Is like he's one of my favorite quotes in comedy. You don't know where the line is unless you cross it.
Exactly.
Now he knows damn well where that line is on a lot of his jokes.
he
knows
teeters.
Damn well he's stomping all over that line.
Yep, he teeters on that line.
But again, he's got the reputation. He can do whatever he wants. Like he is uncancelable. You're never gonna stop Dave Chappelle.
Right. Yeah. His audience is huge. It's huge. Do you think Dave Chappelle could get away with slapping Chris Rock? Will Smith can't.
Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think Dave
Absolutely.
Chappelle could?
But Dave Chappelle never would have.
No.
Dave Chappelle can take a joke.
Yes. Yes, that was insane. I don't want to get into that, but that was insane.
No, let's not. Because I have a lot of very, very heated opinions about that. I'd rather keep it light and just have a good time.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to get red in the face and freak out.
Now, I was watching some of your stand-up on YouTube, and I noticed that in the first one I watched, you were mentioning the Amish people. And it was funny because my parents live in Beaverton, which is a small town here in Michigan. And it is an Amish town. Like it's old, everything is old, and there's Amish people on every street. There's even like a whole street, and it's just Amish people.
Yeah. I know a whole town of just Amish people, several actually.
Wow.
Almost exclusively Amish. There are some Yankees that slide in there. Yeah, that's what I did to make a living for like 14 years. I drove Amish.
You just drove. You gave them rides?
Yeah, they needed a ride to the store or whatever. They don't always want to hook up the horse and buggy and shit. So just call me. I'll take them shopping, take them to the doctor. For years, man, for like 6.5 years, I had this big, giant, rapey-looking van, and I would take the workers to work, hang out all day, just sleeping and watching TV and stuff in my van. And then the weirdest thing I ever did for the Amish, like I said, I got that great, big, rapey-looking van. I'd show up bright and early before the sun even came up and took their kids to school. This is a 100% true story. I'll share this with you, DL. This is right out of my act because this is what my act consists of. I don't tell jokes, DL. I just talk about my life. Exactly. I've led an interesting enough life at 48. I've got some pretty good stories. I made a lot of dumb decisions, and people tend to laugh at those. Well, this is 100% true. I shit you not, is all true. The very first kid on the very first day I go to pick up in the Amish school, right? Mm-hmm. He gets up in the front seat of my van, and he's screwing around for way too long with the seatbelt. So I look over to the kid. I'm like, hey, man, do you need a hand? And no kidding, by the time my eyes see this kid, my mouth's already saying, do you need a hand? He's missing everything from there down.
This happens.
Everything. It's gone. It's gone. And I'm like,
Geez.
oh, no. You know what I mean? You can't unring that bell.
Right.
But that kid was awesome. His name's Marlon. That's his real name, too. It's a real kid. I'm not making any of this up. It's a real kid. And he was the very first GAM kid I picked up, which was just mind-boggling. I mean, who gets that kind of luck? This
Right.
idiot right here. That's who. The golden fool. The golden fool has that luck. So he sees like the panic-stricken look on my face, and he lets me off the hook immediately. And this kid says to me, again, not joking, this kid says to me, yeah, I really could use a hand. Bro, to this day, that's been my most favorite human interaction I've ever had.
At least he's comical about it.
Exactly. At a young age, that kid learned how to laugh at his own disability, right?
Right.
And he let me off the hook immediately. He didn't make me sweat about it. He didn't make me feel like shit about it. And it changed me. That interaction has changed me fundamentally. Since that day, I never asked anybody if they needed a hand.
Like, nope,
unless I was 100% sure, right? 2 hands, 100% sure. Yeah, that's again, it is a funny story to tell, but a true story that actually happened. That kid, you lose sleep over this, my man. I have a degree in secondary education. I am $100 and a simple test away from shaping young minds. So I have some stories I have some stories I talk about teaching and stuff like that I talk about. And my whole act, it just comes right out of my life. I don't write jokes. I don't sit around thinking, well, this would be a funny premise and then make bullshit up. If there's any bullshit in my stories, it's just like an exaggeration or something like that to add to the comedic effect. But every single thing I talk about on stage is rooted directly from my own life.
This is pretty much the known plum for comedians too, is that a lot of them didn't have the greatest of lives, but they've learned to take their life and make it like comical and learn how to laugh at themselves. And I think that's comedy brilliant right there.
And maybe behind the scenes after the show, DL, you can teach me how to talk about my dad to an audience. Because every time I try talking about my dad to a crowd, they just look at me at the end like, oh, my God, I feel so sorry for you. Oh, my God. I have not found a way to make my dad funny. He's funny to me, but apparently my stories of pain and suffering at my dad's hands are just too much for the... I kid. My dad's a great guy, but hard dude to live with. And just, my stories about him just don't go over well.
No. I was raised by my grandparents, and like I always tell people, I was born in the 1980s, but I was raised in 1950. So it was like, my childhood is way different from yours, and we are the same age. Like, I got my ass whooped. You did it. What the hell's going on?
Right. You were raised by an entirely different generation, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. And by a lot of people, like really, a lot of aunts and uncles chipped in there.
It takes a village, bro, and I mean that.
It definitely did. Shout out to the family out there. But anyways, hecklers. Well, how do you feel about hecklers? Have you ever been heckled? And how did you respond if you have?
Ironic that you would ask me that question. I have a go-to story. Anytime I'm at a show and I haven't gone up yet, but I notice there's like a loud table or there's some heckling going on, I just shake my head and I wait for my turn and I tell them a story. I found out, Dan, that I am terrible at dealing with a heckler. I'm awful at it. I don't know what the hell to do. I am way too mean, way too fast, and it fucks with people. I'll set the tone. It is December 23rd, 2019.
Okay.
The producer of the show is sitting beside this lady, and she is talking super loud to him. Again, the producer of the show. So I'm not up early. I'm a late stage go up guy. They want to save me toward the end. So I'm watching her fuck up set after set. Oh man, I never talked to you about it. Am I allowed to say the F word?
Oh yeah, you're fine.
I'm not creating a whole bunch of hassle for you to like beat me out.
No.
Okay.
No, we're way past the 15-minute mark. You're good.
I'm sorry about that. I never even thought of it.
No,
Yeah, a
you're
little
good.
late to ask now, jackass. Okay, so she's talking through all these people's sets, and I'm just getting madder and madder and madder about it. And I says to my best friend Spike, the great Spike McCulley's there with me. And I said, man, I cannot wait for my turn. I'm gonna smash this bitch. I mean, that was exactly what I said to him. And he's like, yeah, have fun with that. That's what I would do. So I go up. It's finally my turn. I'm like seventh in a showcase. There's like one more person behind me. And I get through my first few minutes. Everything's fine. Everything's dandy. I don't have to do anything. Finally, it starts. She starts running her mouth. I said, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Do you have children? She said, yes, I have two beautiful kids. I said, okay, stop right there. Stop right there. I don't care about them. I just hope that you die on Christmas morning while they're opening their fucking Christmas presents.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Dude, you could hear a pin drop in that room. I thought I was about to be comedy's shining hero for smashing her in such a fashion. Turns out, no. 2 days before Christmas, you can't tell someone you hope they die on Christmas in front of their children while they're opening their presents. That's a no-no. And now I know. Now I know, and I wouldn't do it again. But let me tell you something, Dan, about that. I can use that story to diffuse hecklers in any situation to laughter. I can use my experience of fucking up royally,
right,
and turn it into a positive in a room like that. Like if it's a rough room, it's like, look, I just really want to ask you guys to show me the respect I know I deserve, and listen to what I got to say while I'm up here, because I don't deal with hecklers well. This is why I know this, and then I'll tell that story. And by the time I get through that story, that room is mine. And now I can go along with my set, and then everybody behind me has to work on that goodwill. Now, if you start fucking it up on your own, well, that's on you. I'll have them for me. I can't make sure I have them for you. That's on you once you get them in your hands, what you do with them. But I'll get them for me, and then you'll have them for a minute. You better be good, because they will turn on you in a minute. And that's the thing I've noticed about comedy crowds. Very savvy. Comedy crowd, a good comedy crowd knows whether or not you're comfortable up there talking to people. You know what I mean? They can sense it. And they will back away from somebody they don't think that belongs up there. Their body language or whatever, or just their demeanor or their delivery is just not as polished as somebody like me. Which isn't even saying I'm awesome. I mean, believe me, I'm not a great comedian. I aspire to be great someday. I'm good. I'm very competent. I'm a workman-like good comedian. I can make a crowd laugh for 45 minutes straight. But I'm in no way, shape, or form ready to go on that Mount Rushmore, man. I got a lot of room for improvement still. But I'm definitely worth the ticket price. Don't you let me sell myself short either. I'm definitely worth the ticket price. Come and see me. I'm very fucking funny.
That's right. And speaking of Mount Rushmore, I think it's a little segue there. Good job. We know George Carlin's up there. Like, who's the other three? Who's the other three you're throwing on your Mount Rushmore?
See, the fourth one is where I always have a crux, because I mean, it's like, but I think with a gun to my head, because I have thought about this quite a bit, Chappelle definitely is up there for me.
Okay.
Chappelle speaks to me in a ton of different ways. Paul Mooney.
That's a good one.
He's a legend. Not just a comedian's comedian. Anybody who doesn't mind thinking about comedy and understanding, the complexities of what makes societal bullshit so goddamn funny.
Right.
That's Paul Mooney, man. He's just a great fucking writer. I mean, he spanned, his career was huge, dude. He wrote for fucking Pryor, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Chappelle.
Yep.
Ask a Black Guy on the Chappelle Show, that segment, Ask a Black Guy with Paul Mooney, fucking hysterical. Negro Damas. He was Negro Damas. Dude, Paul Mooney, a legend. He definitely belongs there. Yes. And then the fourth one, and I think this is where personal biases start really coming into play. It's like, I really think when it comes to Chappelle and Carlin, there's really no argument. They are heavyweight champions.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Mooney gets in simply because he's the unsung hero of comedy. Unless
Right.
you're in comedy and a comedy insider really into it, you probably don't even know who the fuck Paul Mooney is.
Right.
Now that I said Negro Damas and ask a black guy, maybe they'll remember.
Yeah.
But
Now they
just the
know.
name Paul Mooney, unless you're a comedy insider, you don't know who that guy is. And that's a
Hmm.
shame because, I mean, he opened a lot of doors and slammed a lot of doors too. That's what I liked about Paul Mooney. He would
Yeah.
just tell you how it was. And if you were a white producer in the 70s and 80s trying to tell Mooney to whiten up his bullshit, he would tell you to fuck straight off and
Yeah.
walk out. And that's
Yeah.
another reason why you don't know who he is, because he had so much self-worth.
Yeah.
He slammed a lot of doors shut that should have never been slammed for somebody with his talent.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I mean, you got to be true to yourself. And I give him so much respect and props for that. I mean, I hope, you know, if there ever came to a point where it really was a matter of, can I
Uh-huh.
consciously really do this and live with myself? I'm going to slam that door shut too. But I mean, how
Right.
much money are they dangling in front of me? Fuck it. I'll put blackface on for $1 million. That's
That's
a
like
joke. That's a joke. There is no price on that. I'm never doing that ever.
there's like
That's a joke.
like a national holiday, like I think somewhere in Europe, and it's like they're chimney sweepers. They're not meant to be. They paint their face black, but it's not meant to be like racist. They're celebrating like chimney sweepers, I guess. I don't know, but it's
Right.
weird. I seen it and I
But
was
it's a
like, that's
cultural thing too. Like you said, it's over in Europe. Totally
right.
different culture in Europe, man.
Yeah, I was like, that's so wrong over here. You can't do that over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's wrong.
But my fourth face, and
Yeah,
I
the
get
fourth one.
I think this is just personal bias, a product of the age I am and the way I started really being introduced to comedy from older cousins and such. Eddie Murphy. I
Eddie
mean, I
Murphy.
grew up on Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy spoke to me because everybody's got that wacky fucking family. And when he's talking
Hmm.
about, rolling up your shirt, throw it on the grill, we're going to have us a fire and all that shit, everybody's got that uncle. Or maybe that
Right.
uncle is your dad. I mean, that family, just the whole scene that he sets at that barbecue is just comedy gold. And that is a near perfect set. I mean, if ever I've heard comedy, gut bustingly funny comedy. And then two people that are definitely on the honorable mention list: Tom Segura and Bill Burr.
I love Bill Burr. I listen to his podcast all the time. Love me some Bill Burr.
Yeah. I think
His
he was
last stand up
better.
is amazing.
He was better when he was hungrier.
Yeah.
But he's
Like,
still funny. But
yeah.
I think, like, I was just watching a thing with him today on Netflix. It was from the Netflix's funny comedy special or whatever the hell it
Uh-huh.
was.
Yeah.
We had the guys from Bumping Mics on there and shit. And
Yeah.
he was rehashing some of his old material in a new way, which I was
Right.
like, come on, Bill. I'm a fan and I know what you're doing. I
Yeah.
know your material as well as you do, sir. And that is some rehashed bullshit.
Right. Right. Yeah. Bill
Fuck him.
Burr.
He's Bill Burr. He can do what he wants. He's
Exactly.
at that
Exactly.
point now.
He's got that credibility. That credibility now. But
That's
he
just that
reminds me.
credibility. He's getting that Disney money, son.
That Disney money. Yeah. He reminds me of the whenever I listen to his stand up, he reminds me of like an old guy in his car just like ranting and bitching just about like the traffic light or something, or the guy in front of him, and it just cracks me up because that's probably that's probably going to be me in like 10 years.
When I first listened to his 2008 special, Let It Go,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I was like, you know what? I've had so many of these exact thoughts and shared them with people, and they laughed. Why am I not getting paid like Bill Burr's getting paid? I should be doing comedy. I'm good at this shit.
Uh-huh.
And then I started like writing in my spare time here and there. I spent a lot of time on the road, and I don't like sit down. Like a lot of people, like you have to set that block of time out. You have to be a steady writer. Da, 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 da. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Right.
I write on inspiration. When something hits me, boom, I'm ready and I'm
Write it
writing.
down.
And for some reason, a lot of that happens when I'm driving.
When you can't write it down, yeah,
Well, I
I
use
feel you
my
on that.
phone, man. I use my phone. I have the notes function in my phone. I'll
Oh,
just make,
okay.
basic notes into my phone and then start really fleshing it out later. But I've
Right.
never been one to like write out a joke in its entirely ever.
Oh, okay.
I don't rehearse like crazy either. I think that's terrible. So I've seen what happens. Like a really good friend of mine, he's very funny, and he
Mm-hmm.
writes brilliant material, but he is so over rehearsed that when he gets in front of a crowd, he doesn't know where the laugh breaks are, and he doesn't know how to fucking stop,
Right.
because this is the way he did it 100 times before he get in front of that crowd.
Uh-huh.
He'll step over his own laugh breaks and shit, and it's just a shame because he can milk his stuff so much better if he knew how to make a pause. And that's what he'll
Right.
say to me. He's like, man, the thing I love about you is you can really work a pause and make that shit. I mean, I've seen you make exquisite moments of super tension with just a simple pause. And then you
Yep.
smash it with your punchline, and everybody's not tense anymore, and everyone loves it. He's like, I can't do that. And I keep telling him there's a reason you can't. You don't build it in. I mean, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
rehearse the shit out of it, you should at this point know where the funny is, where your laugh breaks are. Those are your pauses.
Right. And it's no
And he
longer
just
a
doesn't
joke
see
after
it.
that. It's no longer a joke. It's like it turns into a script. Like it's no longer funny to you because you've said it to yourself a million times. And you
Bro,
need
I
that.
have told a lot of my stories sincerely hundreds of times.
Right.
But to an audience, I don't phone them bitches in. I'm having so much fun up there. It's like I'm telling it for the first time all over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the best compliments I ever got is this person afterwards. She said, "You know what I really liked about your act is it's like you're just like a guy up there, a regular everyday guy, just telling a bunch of people a story all at one time. It's like you are talking to everybody individually all at the same time. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you're just chilling with us and we're just having a one-way conversation. And I don't know how you pull that off, but it's so casual. You know what I mean? I'm very casual on stage. I'm not real
Right.
uptight about things. I'm just like this, really. I mean, I'm just a regular everyday guy. I really am. I was raised from blue collar people. I mean, I
Right.
didn't come up from a lot of money. I didn't come up with wealth. Believe me,
Right.
man, raising two kids, raising two kids. My kids aren't kids anymore, 22 and 21 now, thank God. I had two kids, bro. I figured out what was causing it and I got that shit fixed.
Get the little snip snip, did you?
That's right. No more accidents for Uncle Mike. I'm
Yeah.
done. That's one of the hottest things ever. My girlfriend, she said, baby, I just love it that you can't put a baby in me. That makes me so horny. It's like, fuck yeah. Never have I heard something hotter from anybody ever. Like, I love it. You can't put a baby in me. It's like, me too, baby. Me too.
Like it's a definite plus. If that's your route, that's a definite plus.
It's like kids, man. It's the gift that keeps on taking.
Yep.
Having kids will
Kids
fuck your entire life up, or you're a shitty parent.
or you're a shitty parent. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, if your kid calls you Chad, you are a shitty fucking parent. If you're not dad or daddy or father or something,
Uh-huh.
unless it's Papa.
Father,
If you're a kid that calls your dad Papa, you're a fucking serial killer waiting to happen. That's what you are. Goddamn weirdo.
I'm going to kill you, Papa.
Exactly.
I
Ready
always
with
found
you,
it weird
Papa?
when people because I've had friends that call their their dad father instead of saying dad. They say father, and I always found that weird. And they're like, why do you call him father? His name is Dad. You just call him
They're
Dad.
afraid of getting hit. That's why.
What'd you call me? Go back.
If it's
Yeah, I
not
always call
father,
him
it's
Dad.
sir. If it's not father, it's sir in that household.
Sir.
That
Yep.
that's a military man right there, and he will beat your ass, boy. You better address him correct.
You wear stand up straight while you do it too.
Damn right, you'll be standing tall before the man.
That's right. That's right. All right, Mike. I don't want to take up too much of your time, buddy. I know you're a busy, busy man, and it is getting late. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry again. It took so long to get in with
oh
you,
no,
brother.
you're good, dude. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, go ahead and take a minute or two to tell these people where to find you.
The best and easiest place to find me is right here at michaelcopenhavercomedian.com for all your Michael Copenhaver needs. Everything but dick pics. You have to address me directly for those. They're pretty cheap. I don't want to price myself out of the market. So dicks, toes, whatever you want. Fingers, I'll pick my nose for you. Whatever you want. Whatever your kink is, I will provide. But find me at www.michaelcopenhavercomedian.com. Quick shout out to some shows I got coming up. Let's see, this Friday. I don't know. Oh, this is live right now. Far out. So yeah, tomorrow, Friday night, I'm in some small Pittsburgh area town at a place called Voodoo Brewing Company. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's a little showcase action. My very good friend Johnny Lee Dam is putting that thing together. It's the only reason I'm doing a showcase, because it's for him. He's a great performer, very, very funny. Next month, I'm headlining down in beautiful Charleston, West Virginia, not South Carolina, Charleston, West Virginia. In August, I'm doing a week of headlines in beautiful, my future home, my man, my future home, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I cannot wait to relocate. And that's not a joke, folks. I am moving to Albuquerque. I've got a whole life building out there. I've got a following out there. I cannot wait to relocate to the West, bro. The Midwest blows. I hate it here. I hate humidity. I hate winter. The three best reasons to get out of Ohio or Michigan. The three best reasons: December, January, and February, my man. Get the fuck out.
Exactly.
Run.
Yep. The rest of the year,
that's where you find me.
Yeah, the rest of the years are fine. The rest of the seasons are fine, but yeah, those 3 months suck. It's cold. It's really cold.
But awesome. And one last thing. Don't forget to catch me at the Four Corners Comedy Festival. That is end of September, beginning of October. I think it's the 28th to the 2nd.
Oh, nice.
I'm a feature act out there for that whole run. So yeah, check me out there, please, and thank you. And thank you, Dan, for having me on, brother. That was really cool.
Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. You're welcome back anytime. I like to bring people back and play games. So if I message you, we might play it, because I think we played Answer the Internet like last month, and it was a lot of fun. I like doing this. I like doing some games and stuff. So I might get back in touch with you here in a few weeks.
That would be great. Go Buckeyes.
Go Buckeyes. Oh, boo. I'm a State fan. Sorry.
I bleed scarlet and gray. Oh, State, I can handle State.
Yeah, it's not.
Michigan State's a tough program, and they're not such Harbaugh-loving douche nozzles.
Yes, yeah, fuck Michigan. F you, U of M.
Ann Arbor's a whore.
Ann Arbor's a whore. All right, sir. Thank you for coming on. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks for having me. Peace.
Yeah. Have a good night. And that was Michael Copenhaver, guys. Very, very funny man. Go check his stuff out over on Facebook, and also his link. I will drop his website in the link below, so you can go check out his website as soon as you want. There's videos down there and stuff. It's hilarious. And don't forget this Saturday. Actually, this Saturday, yes, June 11th. This one's actually correct. This flyer is correct. Saturday, June 11th, we'll have Droopy M and Jerry and Blaze coming on. We're going to talk some paranormal, kind of stepping out our comfort zone. We're going to talk about some weird stuff, so don't forget to tune in for that. And, of course, tomorrow night, we have Bet That with Dan and Jerian at 5 p.m., so go in, check out that. It's one of the best, in my personal opinion, it is one of the best sports debate talk shows on the podcast airwaves today, I guess. So there you go. And while you're all scrolling the webs, we got some new shirts going out. So go to the dlshowmerch.com, and we got some new shirts. It's not on there, but we have new shirts out there. So go check those out too. And that's about it. So stay up, everyone. Love you guys. Stay up. Peace.